Of course, we all should remember to check our home smoke detectors all the time, but especially if you have COVID, because that sense of smell is gone. And in addition to smoke detectors, we know many people also have fire extinguishers. It's something that you may recall if you have one of those. The fact that you may remember one of the biggest recalls in history involving millions of Kidde brand fire extinguishers. News Channel 5's Jennifer Krause now with us to explain what was wrong with those devices.
We now know more about what prompted Kidde to recall millions of fire extinguishers several years ago, and it seems the company failed to initially disclose what exactly the problems were with the product that put consumers at risk for years. It's a brand name synonymous with fire safety, but a new Consumer Reports investigation finds reports of serious problems with Kidde brand fire extinguishers.
We sifted through years of lawsuits and publicly reported complaints and found allegations that Kidde knew of the problem with its fire extinguishers for years before they finally issued a recall in 2015 and again in 2017.
A judge recently ordered Kidde to pay a $12 million fine as part of a consent decree settling allegations by the Department of Justice that the company knowingly misled the government about the extent and scope of the problems with some of its products. Kidde did not admit that it violated federal law as part of the settlement. And a Kidde spokesperson said, quote, "Kidde is committed to ensuring our products are safe and dependable, especially those related to life safety, such as fire extinguishers." But that's not all. Consumer Reports also found reports on the CPSC website of consumers saying Kidde bungled the recall, in some cases replacing a recalled fire extinguisher with another recalled extinguisher. Among the reasons for the recall problems, Kidde says they learned some of the replacement units were, quote, damaged in transit, adding that the company has since taken steps to provide working extinguishers to customers who receive damaged devices. So what can you do to make sure your fire extinguisher will work when you need it? First, make sure it hasn't been recalled. Head online to saferproducts.gov to check the model number.
If you have a recalled fire extinguisher, contact the company to have it replaced as soon as possible.
And here are some helpful tips about storing and using a fire extinguisher. Store it where you think a fire is most likely to occur, like in the kitchen or garage. Also, regularly check the dial on the pressure gauge. It should always be within the green zone. And while you're at it, check the manufacture date on your extinguisher. If it's older than 12 years, replace it. And make sure you and everyone in your family knows how to properly use it.
Read the instructions and familiarize yourself with your fire extinguisher before there's an emergency. You don't want the first time you ever handle it to be when there's an actual fire to put out.
And I can't tell you what great advice that is. We had a kitchen fire over the Christmas holidays, and there initially was confusion about how to get the fire extinguisher to work. I can tell you, you do not want to be stressing over that when you're trying to deal with flames that are in front of you. Consumer Reports says if you do have a fire, call 911 first. Also, these fire extinguishers are designed for smaller contained flames. If you've got a bigger fire, one that you can't get out, just get out, get back, get to safety, and wait for the trained professionals to get there and let the firefighters handle the fire. Jennifer Krause, News Channel 5.